to shadows, uncovering the light. Yes, with solid minds, no tales of the strange. In Sasquatch Secrets, they'll begin to rearrange. Truth's the vibe, we're on a quest. Look beyond the trees, what do you see? Factual stories redefining history. No myths, no magic, let's break the mold. With every word spoken, the wonders unfold. Footprints in the snow, not just a myth. Data and research, let's sift through the depth. Tales of a creature, but science leads the way. Nikki's quest for knowledge, come join and stay.
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sasquatch Secrets. I'm your host, Nikki Colon, and tonight we're taking a trip, at least in spirit, to one of the most legendary locations in Bigfoot history, Bluff Creek, California. For decades, Bluff Creek has been a place of mystery, discovery, and debate. It's the site of the famous Patterson-Gimlin footage. But it's also a place where countless researchers have dedicated time, energy, and passion into searching for answers. Joining me tonight are two incredible guests, maybe three, but two for right now. Thomas Steenburg, a respected Bigfoot researcher and author who has spent decades investigating sightings across North America and Canada. Tate Hieronymus, a dedicated field investigator and member of the Bluff Creek Project, who has spent many hours hiking and camping in this historic area. So we'll be talking about their recent expedition to Bluff Creek, what the trip meant to them personally, how often they've been back to that sacred ground of Sasquatch research, and who attended, how was the weather, what did they experience, if anything unusual happened. We're going to see if we can get to the bottom of that. So grab your coffee and maybe a flashlight if you're listening at night out there. So let's head to Bluff Creek together. I'm going to go ahead and bring on my first guest. Hello, Thomas.
Hello,
Welcome.
Nikki.
How are you doing? It's been a while.
Oh, just lighting up Krakatoa here. That's all.
Yep, ready to go. That's good. I'm so glad you could make it tonight to talk about your recent jaunt down to Northern California. But let's.
Glad to be here. It was a worthwhile trip. Tell you, going down the film site once every 20 years is getting rough.
Whoa. Let's bring on my next guest. Hey, and it's Tate Hieronymus. Hey, Tate, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Thomas's pipe signal thing was hilarious.
Yeah, that we were discussing, because I have a couple for Thomas, so I was like, what should we use tonight? But that was in honor of Brent, because Brent's the one who made that one, so that's why.
That's so funny.
Use that. Yeah, it is funny. It's perfect.
It's like the Batman music too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, I'm glad you guys could be here tonight to discuss your little jaunt up there, or down there for Thomas, and you travel
sideways and upways for me.
Oh. So, but hey, everybody in the chat, I see ya. Thank you all for being here. Leon's in the chat. What? I've not seen you in a while, sir. Good to see you. Grant, thanks for making it over. We got Bigfoot Society and Scott Walker, Henry May, Robert Dunduvin, Jen, of course, Lazy Cowboy. Thanks for staying up. I know you're probably in bed watching this. Stay awake. Keep your eyes open. He's from across the pond. And who else do we have? Sharon. She's all the way in Belgium. So good to see you guys. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Sandwich Savant is here. Thank you very much for coming and joining us tonight. If I missed you, John Ayers. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. So, let me move all the way. You left the door open and we wandered in. Yeah. Yes, I did. I always leave the door open. There's Sandra. Good to see you, Sandra. Hope you're doing well. All hugs. The Howler. There's Michael. Hey, good to see you. I've been meaning to talk to you, buddy, but oh my gosh, I just been so busy. We send each other TikToks, and it's hilarious. I watch them and laugh hysterically, but I don't get back to them on those. So Bluff Creek, you did your annual Bluff Creek jaunt, Tate, and this year you had a bunch of people up there.
Yeah, we had quite a few people. There was a group.
It was a group. Like how many?
Oh man, I don't know. It kind of there was like maybe 1 or 2 days where it was a really big group, but other than that, I think the most is maybe 6 or 8 people in camp, maybe 9.
Because there's was there 2 main camps or is there 3?
There's in the vicinity of the PG film site, there's one main camp, which is Louse Camp, but there's a flat spot above the film site. We call that the cell site because we can get cell service there, and a lot of people will camp there. Well, it's just a parking lot. There's really nothing to see up there.
Mm-hmm. So let me pull up the pictures that I grabbed. The iconic picture right there. Everybody loves to take their photo with the Bluff Creek sign there.
Yeah, both Brent and I made sure we had our pictures taken by that sign. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna get there. I promise. Things hopefully will be better for travel next year, and even better the year after that. Actually, if I'm looking way ahead. But
Louse Camp, incredible area. Everybody may remember from the history. That's where the location was from the original Bluff Creek expedition in 1958, 57. Wasn't that where it was, where they were all headquartered?
Yeah, a lot of the logging crews, they were camped there, and a lot of their families would camp there too because they'd be there for months on end.
Mm-hmm.
The crew was the only one who would drive back.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was a different area further down. Actually,
no. So just a few hundred yards up is where they actually stage a lot of their equipment because there's a nice little landing over there. And Lots Camp is where everybody would stay at.
Well, tell me a little bit about the drive in there. Is it an easy drive in there? Is it a very long off the main highway?
One major thing you must remember, and we kind of forgot, and we got educated really well. Before you leave the main highway, make sure your gas tank is full.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Make sure your gas tank is full, because if you don't have a full tank, you go driving around back in there, you'll be empty, and you may not have enough gas to get back out again, because it's not like a hop, skip, and a jump. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's a maze in there.
Yeah.
It's a maze. Yeah.
Thomas can attest. I had a gas can that attaches to my door, and then I brought like another big gas can with me. So I had gas ready to go.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck back in. Being from the Southwest, that's something that was instilled by my dad, is that you never went anywhere without making sure you had a full tank of gas. And when we got to our destination camping, the nearest gas station, we would fill up again before, getting to the campsite. That way we'd have enough gas. Gas and water always had to be in the vehicle, whenever you go anywhere. Because in the Southwest, we didn't, it's kind of eased up now, but 20 years ago, you could go 500 miles without sitting in a gas station, 300, 500 miles, unless you knew where they were. They weren't just readily right off the 40 or the 10. It took you'd have to go in to go find gas. Now, the more little places have popped up all along the way, from El Paso all the way up into Arizona. So you have less of a chance of doing that. But I can remember that not being the case. And we have run out of gas in between California and Phoenix before. That's not fun.
I'm a stickler about getting gas and filling up when I can. On a road trip, like, I'll be at half a tank and I'll still fill up. Like, I don't want to. Yeah. I want to have a full tank of gas.
Yeah. You never know. Anything can happen. But I heard, the rumors that from you and from other people talking on shows how difficult of a road it is to get up there, or that it can be quite confusing, with some of those fire roads and back roads.
Yeah, there was a couple of people that came out there and they took the wrong way. I think Brent actually took a different way than people were telling him to take. He said, I just went the way the navigation took me. He was like, yeah, don't trust that way. I think it took Brent and Thomas to like this weird, long, windy road, and there was like a bunch of burnt trees and everything.
Yeah, we went. I'm not sure how we were going by his GPS, and we ended up coming over the border on a Forest Service road into California, in a place that's only open during the summer months. And we went along a Forest Service road, dirt road, that was all burned out, and
from it right there?
A year or so ago, and we ended up coming out back on the main highway by Happy Camp, and then went back in at Happy Camp and worked our way up to where the Bluff Creek film site entrance was, which is 12N13H, isn't it there?
So basically,
and down to Louse Camp. But boy, it was a long, winding trip, and we used up half our gas just to get there.
Yeah, from depending on which way you're coming from, there's a town called Orleans, and there's a road called IC Road. So like just your I and then the word C. So that's called the Go Road too. So you take that road up about 17 miles, and then you turn left on Cedar Camp Road, and then maybe about a mile or two you turn right on the 12 and 13, and you keep going through that. You'll go through the cell site, and right at the cell site there's another road. That's the 12 and 13H spur road that takes you down to the berm where you hike down to the film site.
Yeah.
But if you keep going past that road, it'll take you to Louse Camp.
Yeah. And when we came out in fumes. We ended up coming out at Orleans, and we had to go south. And Brent, I think, was suffering from food poisoning, so he was feeling really bad. Oh. And yeah, because it was hot. It was a hot week that we were there, and of course our ice and all our coolers were gone after the second day. So after that, I'm only eating out of cans. Poor Brent was eating some fresh stuff, and I don't think it was so fresh by the end.
Oh,
I think it made him a little ill. So our plan was to go to Happy Camp that day to meet the rest of the Bluff Creek project and go see the museum and then work our way up and come back through by Jebediah State Park on the way home to see that film site from 93. But he was feeling so bad, we just fueled up and headed straight back towards the I-5 and north.
Yeah. All Bluff Creek has become such a memorial site, almost such an adventure that almost all serious researchers really want to go and check out this place. And it has meaning for a lot of us because most people hold the P&G film as the top tier sighting evidence of Bigfoot. But say for you, Tate, what does it hold for you, that site personally, as a Bigfoot researcher, going to that site? And you've been there several times. Do you feel that, it still holds something really special, iconic for you, or maybe down a little bit?
No, it's still iconic for me. It's surreal to actually be there at the film site thinking, oh, this is where there was an actual living, breathing Sasquatch that Roger and Bob filmed, and we're walking in her path right now. So it's pretty cool to know that's in Northern California. And it's also cool to know that no governments or whatever have gotten involved to turn it into a tourist spot that you have to pay for it. So that's nice.
Wow. And Thomas, for you?
Well, the Bluff Creek film site, of course, is everybody who's involved in this would like to go there at least once. I've been fortunate. I've been able to go 3 times. My first time was 1983. And the first time I was there, you could still recognize it because all those new trees are only 4 feet, 5 feet tall. And the second time, 20 years later, was 2003 when we had the big gathering at Willow Creek. And you couldn't recognize it. It was a tiger jungle. And then these guys, the Bluff Creek Project, went and refound it and cleaned it all out. And they did an incredible job. So 22 years after my last visit, I get down there in 2025. and it was incredible what they've done, the way they've marked it out, and all exposing the fact that most of the objects and natural things that we see in the footage is still there.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
And because of the road that went down there, first 2 times we could drive right down to the Bat Box. Matter of fact, in 1983, I don't even think I got down there that way, but we went right down to the Bat Box in 2003. But since they had that slide and it got cut off, you have to hike down the last mile or so to get to the film site. And that in itself, I think, is keeping it pristine and the way it is, because it's more remote today than it ever was in the past.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about.
It's not like the hardest hike ever, but it's hard. It's definitely a hard.
Believe me, when you get in your 60s, it's hard. Oh, well, going down wasn't so bad. Coming back up, I felt it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Brent said he had to kind of carry your backpack there for you, buddy.
Yeah, he did. He was my. I almost felt like singing them, the cootie songs. It was. Oh, I'm getting older. I'm getting bigger, and I just can't do what I used to do. And I got educated. I said I can't really do this like I used to. In the past, I would have went down there 2 or 3 times, no problem. Now, once was enough.
Yeah, it's I've been there a lot of times, and I don't like the hike. Why do I do this? I've seen this place before.
But that's why I was asking. Does it ever lose its grip? Because you find that. you go
the
back.
hike does, but the site doesn't.
Yeah. Well, it would definitely be in the back of your mind that the person who sees or has a Class A sighting there at Bluff Creek is gonna be like very popular in the Bigfoot community.
Oh yeah.
Because that's
Well, I'll say this: if we scare you off because we're saying how bad the hike is out, don't be afraid, or man up. You know what I'm saying? Because
listen, I was going to do the hike, and the guys told me that we'll take as long as we have to get back out of there.
Because like you'll be hating yourself if you go to the Bluff Creek and not go to the film site.
Yeah, I would.
It's so worth it. It's worth the pain to hike in and out.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So
that's how I felt about going to when Thomas took us on the railroad tracks. That was a mile in, to get to the site, and in the heat, it was so dang hot to go to the Jacko site. But it was well worth going and experiencing.
Now, Nikki, picture doing that hike going up on a 40-degree angle the whole way.
And it's like 100, and it's almost like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was very hot there this year.
Mm.
Did you guys get any rain at all?
No rain.
No, not a drop.
Wow.
Matter of fact, we were kind of on alert because a few valleys over, there was another fire going that we had to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that was going down.
That's scary.
Actually,
those things move. The wind shifts. You could get yourself into trouble.
I got there 2 days earlier before everybody, and that first day was actually kind of cloudy and misty, foggy. And then after that, it heated up pretty quick.
The Bukwas Crew, that must be Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Says, Thomas, who did you meet from the Bluff Creek project?
Wow. Tate and Robert Letterman, I believe, is a member of the Bluff Creek Crew, isn't he? And I met him there. Yeah.
Rowdy Kelly was there.
Yeah. I met a number of them, but I didn't get a chance to go to their thing in Willow Creek, and I was hoping to meet the rest of them down there, but it didn't happen. So.
You didn't meet Dustin, did you?
No, I don't think so. No, he wasn't there.
Okay, you met Rowdy, you met Robert, you met Jamie Wayne. He was there.
Yeah,
with his wife.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, Ian Carton was there.
Oh yeah. He was.
He's an OG member of the. He's the. Him and Steven are the ones who started the project, actually.
Yeah. My God, their work is incredible. Even the spot where Patterson stood when you filmed 352, they've put a dock out because the ground that he was actually standing on has washed away over the decades. So they got a little dock going out on the spot where he actually stood.
Oh, wow.
You think it's kind of sketchy, then you stand there like, is it going to hold me? Then it's like, oh, yeah, I can.
Let's go back to where were we? Right here. There's a picture of you got who's in the far. Who are the two people in the far back? I don't know.
Oh God, I'm blanking on his name. He gave me a CD. He's a musician. The guy on the far left.
He was just there a couple of days. The fellow on the far left. He had a beautiful little camper van that I really liked.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. We were chatting for a few hours.
Yeah.
And then the guy in the black sweater, that's Jamie Wayne, member of the Bluff
Creek
Project.
Yeah.
And obviously Thomas right there between Jamie and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right after coming up from the film site.
Had a bit of a scare there when we came up because I heard a rattling off the right-hand side. I didn't see it. I thought it was a rattlesnake.
Good old rattlesnake. Jamie actually did that by hand.
Forgot about that. Okay. So there's a book up there. You guys get to sign in every year that you guys go up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when,
It's sort of a registry book they got there. If you visit the site, you got to take it out of the bottle and date it and sign it that you've been there.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
it's cool to flip through the book and see who's been there and stuff.
That's what I would do. I would totally just get some photos of all the people who've been there and have signed in. I'm sure you did that. What are some of the bigger names that you saw in there?
I saw Bryce Johnson in there one time from the Bigfoot show and Willow Creek movie. You'll see Cliff Barrickman in there a couple times because he goes down there frequently.
Uh-huh.
So, trying to think if there was anybody else I saw. I mean, you get people from all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a question from Scott Walker. What are the chances the government or shut down the trees in the Bluff Creek where the Bigfoot footage? What are the chances all the trees will get chopped down in the area where the footage was taken?
I don't think that will happen because I believe the logging rules have changed in California, and they're not allowed to log right along the banks of creeks and stuff like that anymore. At least I believe that's the case. Tate, I don't know, maybe you can be more on that, but I don't think they're allowed to log the trees right on the banks of creeks and rivers anymore.
I'm not sure. I don't think so either.
Yeah. See, back in the 50s, they could basically take what they wanted where they wanted, but I don't think that's the case anymore. So I think the Bluff Creek film site and that general area.
Oh, no, you can't log there.
They can't log there, yeah.
No, nope.
They can't log there because of the Bigfoot thing, or just because it's some ordinance for that area?
Because it's right by a creek and right on a creek bank, and they're not allowed to clear cut along a creek bank anymore in California, as far as I know. Yeah.
And I don't think there's really nothing for them to log there that'd be worth it.
Oh, I see. Another question here from Jeremiah from Bigfoot Society. Do you feel that it is still an active area?
Yes, I do.
I think there still is. If Sasquatch exists, I think there's still activity there.
Well, this is funny because, Nikki, you know who Ron Reed is. I believe so, right? Thomas hasn't had the pleasure to meet him yet. But Ron Reed is a research partner of mine. And I was on the phone with him the other day. I was like, man, I was telling him, I was talking with Eric at the museum in Willow Creek. And Eric was telling me something I was like, I kind of already agree with. And actually, this was a topic of conversation in Bluff Creek while we were there, too. We were saying, like, Bluff Creek is still active, but there probably is not as many Bigfoots in the Bluff Creek drainage as there would be if there was a salmon run still. Like there is in other creeks in the drainages because of the 64 flood blasted out a new area for where Bluff Creek drains into the Klamath. So there's a lot of boulders there. So salmon can't go up into Bluff Creek anymore. So there hasn't been a salmon run in Bluff Creek for over 55 years or so. So in the Bluff Creek drainage area, you got like deer, snakes, toads, whatever, and berries, but no salmon. So I wonder if that does play a factor in the time of year that might be better for Bigfoots in the Bluff Creek area.
I probably does. I mean, it would make sense that an animal that size, that a creature that size would follow food, would also stay away from all the burned areas. And that area has seen a lot of fires, in the last, 20 years. So I'm sure there's been this cycle, of movement with all kinds of animals in that area. But food has got to be, one of the top things in that area that they have to have a lot of if they're going to maintain the size we think they hold, the weight we think they hold,
Yeah, and it's you can only get into so many places in that area. I mean, even Thomas is saying like some of those roads are really steep, and you don't want to go off the side of these roads. And as a human, you're hilariously outmatched in where you can get to.
Yeah.
versus these animals, like if you ever see like a deer, they can scale like a 80-degree incline. I'm like, how in the world? So, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like hiking some areas, some flat areas, maybe in
Missouri or something.
yeah, where you can walk and you have your culverts and your hollers, I guess they call them hollers and all those, but you can walk yourself back out of those. In some of the mountainous regions, like in the Rocky Mountains, the Canadian Rocky Mountain, and here in California, all the way up the Pacific Northwest, it's not like that. There are areas you dead stop. You can't get around or get down.
Yeah.
You're looking at traveling 20 miles just to go around and down and back up. It's a little bit different.
Unless you want to do it on foot, and even still, it's sketchy.
And you're a climber with climbing gear.
Yeah.
It's not just like a straight from one point to the next to get to places.
No, it's not.
So let's see, where was I? I was looking at the chat, making sure I can pick up all the questions out there. Skywalker, Cliff was the man. Looks like a great show. Grant, who was the better Bigfoot researcher, Matt Moneymaker, Bobo, Renee, or Cliff?
Oh.
Ooh. I always like Renee, but I think but Cliff, he's so, I don't know, his enthusiasm is like so.
He's logical. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's down between Bobo and Cliff for me.
Yeah.
But Matt's pretty good at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not gonna pick one.
Let's see.
That picture you're showing, I think, was taken at Laird Meadow.
Yeah, that's Laird Meadow, right?
Yeah. See, we just didn't go to the film site, and that's Onion Lake.
Yeah, Onion Lake.
That's Onion Lake. Okay. I stole all these pictures off of Brent, so he better not hit me with it.
Actually, the first time Finding Bigfoot did their Bluff Creek episode, the first one they did, their final night investigation on that episode was at Onion Lake here.
Oh.
And Paul Graves and Tom Yamarone actually sat around the campfire playing guitar while Cliff, Bobo, Matt, and Renee walked around the area back in there.
I'm reminded a couple of times around the Fire and Louse camp, everyone was so excited to go to the film site, and rightfully so. But I said, think about it. You want to see the odds of seeing a Sasquatch. We know there was probably a Sasquatch at the film site one day in 1967. But right here at Louse Camp, there were a dozen reports going all the way back to Pacific Northwest Expedition in and around there.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't think about that. Scott Walker asks, do you guys personally believe that there are Bigfoots in the Patterson-Gimlin film site location where the film was taken, or does it not live there anymore? Or did they migrate through the area today? We really don't know, do we, Scott?
No, we would have solved this mystery a long time ago if we knew that kind of information.
We knew exactly. I'm like, well, if
the Sasquatch does indeed exist, it's definitely in the Bluff Creek, Patterson-Gimlin Film Louse Camp area. It has to be. Yeah. And if it didn't exist, it never did. No.
Grant has a cool question. Yeah, there's fish in that pond, but nothing.
Oh, there were all kinds of fish in that lake. Yeah.
Nothing worth fishing for and eating.
How long of a hike from the parking area to the location at Bluff Creek?
The hike down is fast. I think like you can get there in 20, 15 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, about a kilometer, I'd say.
Yeah, the hike back up might take a little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh, it's slower going back up.
depends on who you are. Some people could probably do it in, again, 20 minutes, but you know.
No, it's slower going back up. You're not going to get up fast and you're going down.
Did you leave them with dust tape?
Hike and just go off to the right, straight down the hill. You can get there really fast. You probably won't be alive, but you'll get there real fast. Yeah,
it's if you have water and you're not carrying like a pack, you could probably get up there back 30 minutes. There's just a couple tricky parts, but
so
20-minute hike, 30-second fall.
That's that little dock on the photograph you're showing now. That's that little dock I was telling you about, because that's the spot where Roger Patterson stood when he shot the film and got 352 before he moved forward to where the log was. That fellow was standing right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That so actually where Patty was standing was behind him.
Yeah.
Because he's looking forward towards.
He's looking out over the creek. Yeah.
Yeah. So behind him is where Roger was shooting towards.
Hold on. I think I have that photo too, but
there.
That one, right?
Well, you are looking in the general direction, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one sad thing I noted, the big tree is still there, but the little piece of tin I nailed to it in 1983 seems to be gone.
Your marker.
Yeah, we looked for it. We didn't find it.
We didn't find it, so it was gone yet.
They probably saw it and took it off, thinking
it wasn't on very securely anyway. I really didn't think it'd be there after 20 years, or 40 years in that case.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So yeah, Patty kind of walked up to I believe to the left, but it's the same pathway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. They've got these little flags marking her route and the path she took, and little flags on all the prominent natural objects you see in the footage, like the smiley stump and all that. Yeah.
I think I see one. It's a little blue marker down there at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes the Bluff Creek project will have to put new markers in because over the winter they kind of get corroded and just kind of break.
Mike says 20-minute hike, 30-second fall. That would be me. I would have rolled all the way down.
Actually, Jamie, who was with us, he was saying because when you park at the berm area, the film site is directly below you.
Yeah.
And Jamie was saying some of these, there's some Forest Service guys who will just actually pretty much scale the side of the hill all the way down. But they do that kind of job every day, so they're so good at it and efficient that they can just do it. How do you?
And they're young.
And they're young, yeah.
I have not been good on my feet lately. I've been working so much, but once I get off work, I'm a little unstable because my knees are hurting really bad. But I came home the other day and I hit the chair. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh.
I hit the chair. I did a karate chop on my bar stool and almost broke my hand a couple days ago. I mean, the welt was that big, and I was getting ready to go to the emergency room. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of, cold compress on this for a little while and see, because I could move all my fingers, but it was quite painful. But no, within an hour, the lump started to go down and I started to calm down. But yeah, it left a pretty good size hematoma on my hand there, and that's already 4 days now. It happened Thursday. Yeah, it happened Thursday night.
Jeez.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna end up really hurting myself. I don't look out. I usually hurt myself at work, but I have to be careful now when I'm on trails and stuff because I have to have my.
I usually hurt myself when I sleep sometimes.
Oh, I forgot to grab the pictures of you jumping in this. This is where Tate and everybody got into the creek there, the frozen creek water.
They jumped. I slowly walked in.
But it's funny.
And I walked a lot faster coming out.
It's funny because all of us at camp, we heard this loud screech and we were like, who's that? And then Thomas came up from the creek area. And, oh.
It's cold water. No matter how hot it is outside, that water is cold. But it is refreshing. It will wake you up. Yep.
It's so if you have there's two things you have to do when you go to Bluff Creek. You have to go to the film site, and then to be officially baptized in the lore of Bluff Creek itself, you have to take a dip in the Bluff Creek behind last camp.
Yeah, I would have done it. I would have done it.
It's the baptism out there.
Well, it was cool seeing you jump off that cliff right there. That little piece of rock out jutting out is where Tate took a twirly right off of there.
You should have seen us like the few days of the last day. One of Rowdy's friends was doing this elegant dive into the creek. It's like, I gotta outdive this guy. So
oh wow, that doesn't look that deep though.
It's about 6 or 7 feet deep right there.
Oh, yeah, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is an illusion. I was thinking it was like 4 or 5 feet tops.
You see where it's like kind of really light blue, almost like in the middle. To the left of the kind of in the middle, kind of closer to the camera, that's like a little shelf though, actually. And then it drops off like another 2 feet.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's just a little creek. Oh, they jumping in that thing.
We shrunk ourselves.
Let's see what we got. Blake on says if they can do it, I would definitely try it. Sounds like a fun path down. Oh yeah, it does. It's all about
path down. It's coming back up. It's not so much fun.
No, yeah.
I'm sure Mike is there because Mike's helped me. Mike helped me get out of the Jacko site, and I know
I'm trying to get the Bluff Creek
backpack. He would have both our backpacks and his.
I asked Brent to carry me back up the hill, but he said no. I was talking to Jamie, and like, dude, we should like try and raise some money to put like elevators down to the film site, or like those like those trams that you see in San Francisco or whatever. Not like the ones that are all like on cables and wires and you're off the ground, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, why don't you put up a zip line? I'll do a zip line any day. I love zip lines.
Thinking about it.
We have several here in the area and New Mexico, and actually you can find one on my channel, Sasquatch Secrets. You can go there and find one of my zip line.
Yeah, a ski lift would be better.
No, Jen, I didn't get a walking stick they have a walking stick out there that flips down and then you can sit on it,
Oh, nice. That's actually pretty cool.
Right. Well, for air, things like that, for me, it's good. Like when we went up to British Columbia and we did that Deer Lake hike, there was no place to sit down because things were like very soggy, all the logs kind of looked like they were sturdy, but when you'd go to hit them, they would just like crumble because they were saturated. So I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and just roll all the way down, the hill, because on that trail, one end is a steep cut down into, towards the lake, and then you have the mountain on the other side. So it was very nowhere to sit. There was just nowhere to sit, and there were slugs like that long everywhere.
Banana slug.
Yeah, and Brent's like, "You're gonna step on it," and I'm like, "I'm gonna step on what?" Well, I'm thinking it's a leaf, and there's slugs coming out.
Yeah. Taking Nikki out at night and seeing a sign saying "problem bear in area" didn't help her morale.
Yeah, he took me to an area, and that's the first sign we see. Problem bear, and then everything's closed, He goes, "Oh, we'll just park down here. We'll be okay."
Don't worry, it doesn't say how much of a problem.
You don't have to worry about problem bears in Bluff Creek. You just have to worry about problem cartel.
Oh shoot.
You do have a lot of bears there, though. I know, like on our way out, Brett and I saw 3.
I got to see one this final time. Yeah.
And one was pretty darn big, and we were chasing him along the road for about 15 seconds before he went off to the side.
I'm
not gonna say who it is, but it was really funny. I guess it's not funny, but someone made a joke about it. I'll tell you what they said. But I was meeting somebody, and they were following me into Bluff Creek, and we were pretty close to Orleans, and I come around a corner, and I see all these deer off the side of the road, and then I was like, "Oh, cool, deer." And then I go over the bridge. I'm like, okay. And I turn on the go road. And then I was like, okay, I got to fix my headlight. And as I was fixing my headlight, the guy that was following me pulled up behind me. Was like, dude, I ran over a baby deer. And did you see that woman? I almost hit her too. And I'm like, dude, what? The deer didn't do anything to his car. It was like a really tiny deer, but he's like, I definitely killed it.
Oh my God.
And this idiot woman was walking on the wrong side of the road, and I almost hit her. I'm like, dude. And then I had to drop off some oil with some people up there. And when we got to where those guys were camped, he gets out and he's like, dude, I almost hit you see a black bear? I'm like, no. He's like, dude, I almost hit a black bear. And then one guy was like, man, you're supposed to look at the wildlife, not kill it all.
Yeah, and there's a lot of impressive amount of wildlife. We all went out, followed Tate to do some night work with our night visions and stuff. And one time we stopped, and I looked down the road, and I just turned my night vision on. And there's 5 deer only 15 feet from us, just looking at us. And I said, deer. It was almost like they were trying to find a way to flank us.
And they were quiet too.
Yeah, very
for
quiet.
The most part.
Never knew they were there until we turned on the night vision. There they were. First 1, then 3, then 5.
Yeah.
It shows you how well if a deer could be really quiet in the forest, it shows you how well a Sasquatch could be too. You would never know they're there.
To answer Sandwich 7's question, no, it doesn't make sense. Nothing about faking the film there in 1967 makes sense.
Yeah. Why would Roger and Bob want to drive like a day's drive from Washington where they live? Like they live in prime habitat.
They lived right there.
Well, Yakima is 30, 50 miles, something like that, from Bumping Lake, which Bumping Lake's near Mount Rainier, which is a famous squatchy area. So why would you drive all the way down to Northern California in October?
Yeah, I mean, remember where we were 2 years ago, Nikki, up around Cougar? That's where Roger and Bob were for a couple of weeks before they got the message that something had happened in Northern California from John Green, referring to the Blue Creek Mountain Tracks. And that's why they went down. They were going to fake something. Why wouldn't they do it up around Cougar when they were up there for all that time? That don't make sense. Carrying this all the way down there and being lousy camera they had,
Yeah.
which was even outdated in 1967, for God's sakes. Yeah. But the thing that always impressed me was the film was what was, if you got a minute here, what they found. Tracks. Here are copies of the 2 tracks Roger Patterson cast himself the day they shot the film. And what most impressed me about this one is Lyle Laverty went down there, took his picture of what we call the Laverty track, and Bob Titmus cast it about 9 days later, which was this one, which is probably the best example of mid-tarsal break I've ever seen. But keep in mind, the foot that made this track about 13 or 14 steps later. Look at the variance of them.
It's funny because it's so much bigger than the other one, but I like the way Cliff describes it.
There's overcasting here. Like here's actually the top of the toe overflow here, but you can see the mid-tarsal break when the creature was stepping out because she was moving when she made this footprint, and this Roger cast is when she was basically down by the water. And Roger being Roger, he picked what he thought were the 2 clearest and most stable ones.
Perfect tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I like what Cliff says. He's like, it's not the footprint in the ground is not the size of the foot. It's the damage done to the ground by the foot.
Yeah.
Grant asks, are the ticks bad around there?
I've been going there for 10 years and I've never had issues.
No, I didn't. No issues with ticks. No issues with rattlesnakes. Never saw one. Thought I heard one at one moment, but I didn't see it.
Issues with mosquitoes, yes.
Mosquitoes. Yeah.
Give Brent some of my DEET, he'll be okay. As long as he doesn't rub his mouth.
I didn't use any mosquito spray this time. I was like, I'm done with it. I don't like feeling like icky from it and all that. I don't want poison on my body. It doesn't even work anyway for me.
Oh, it works for me. I covered myself in like 98% DEET. You're not supposed to do that, folks. Don't do that. But I did because I get welts when I get bit. And I didn't want that. So I used it. I didn't get bit at all. Brent was getting eaten up. He borrowed my DEET and rubbed his face and his lips went numb. There it is. He goes,
I'm just going to buy a mosquito suit. I'm just going to buy a whole mosquito suit. That's what I need.
Again, Grant asked how far it was from the actual camping area.
From the camping? So you can camp at the berm, but it's not like a main campsite. It's just like a little fire ring. You can fit a couple cars down there. Then maybe from there... Well, from the film site to the berm, I think it's like a mile and a half or so, maybe less.
Well, how far from Louse Camp to 1213H, the road that goes down to the berm? That's about a 10, 12-minute drive.
I would say 20 minutes. 20-minute drive.
Right.
Yeah. Depending on how slow you take it.
Yeah.
Anyone that has bad reaction to mosquito bites and saw something on Amazon today called No Bite Me, supposed to help repel and take the itching away. Reviews were good. Now they've got clothing that has that stuff inside the clothing that helps prevent mosquitoes from coming around too.
Oh, I'm buying that.
My husband says that they use it in military gear in their uniforms, and I go, what? He goes, yeah, that's how we keep the bugs off of us. They soak our uniforms in this stuff, so it's out there. I had the link too, and I know I sent it to somebody, I don't remember who, but yeah, they make clothing for mosquito repellent stuff in it.
That's cool.
My advice to anyone who's going there, I would stay at Louse Camp and go to the site from there. And if you're in Willow Creek or Orleans or anything, and you think you're going to go to the film site and be back by lunchtime, forget it. It's not going to happen.
No.
And when you go, and again, I can't stress this enough, before you leave the highway to go in there, make sure your gas tank is full. Make sure it's full. And make sure, I guess the best way to go there is come in out of Orleans, right? Because that road was basically straight there to...
Yeah, if you're coming from the south, you're going to be going through Willow Creek, and then you're going to be going through towns Hoopa, Wichipec, and Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And then Go Road will be on your left. If you're coming down from the north, you'll go through Happy Camp, and you're going to be coming on the Go Road on your right.
I would have gotten lost. It's probably better.
It's very easy to get turned around because on the way out, we kind of took a couple of wrong turns, and when we came out in Orleans, we were on fumes. We were really worried we were going to run out of gas.
Goodness. Well, hold on. There's somebody else who has a comment, I'm sure, about all this. Let me bring him on.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
There he is.
Hey, what's
In
up?
the house.
Fashionably late as
Hello.
usual. What's up, man?
How you
Long time no
doing?
see. Good,
Yeah,
good.
for real.
How you guys doing?
We're
We're
almost
good.
done.
Been having a really great conversation about the trip you guys had, and talking about how crazy it is to get lost up there with no gas.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah. Well, it's the thing about that place, it's really remote. The thing that really struck me is if two broke people that don't have a lot of time and money and resources, they sure went to a pretty remote spot. Sure, you could drive up to it, but man, those switchbacks, around the mountain and stuff, man, it was like a bad dream because they all look the same, and you start driving crazy because you're like, gosh, we're on like the 15th one right now, and it's like, I swear it's the next one around the next bend. We're gonna be there, and it's like, it's so ridiculous, remote. And then to get down to the PG site, man, that's a chore. Yeah, that's a lot of work. So that's like, for it to be a hoax, it's really a very unlikely place, in my opinion, for them to do a hoax. Because, I understand why they went down there the summer of '67 with the Blue Mountain, Onion Creek or whatever, Onion Mountain prints and stuff that they were finding that were likely fake. But so I understand why they went down there, but they could easily have done that in the Gifford Pinchot Forest up here in Washington and easily got away with it just as no problem. But, the fact that Bob had to pay for it and they were gone for 2 weeks and Bob's wife was all pissed off and I get. And so it's like, man, that's like, it doesn't seem like a very likely spot for a hoax to be, but there it is. There it was. And someone has mentioned earlier about Bigfoot being in their area now. I don't really think as much now. A lot of the area around there has been burned. It just didn't see a lot of berries or anything. Just it probably looked a lot better 40 years ago, maybe when less people were there or whatever. But I don't know. It's I'm kind of impartial to the Pacific Northwest, but it's getting down there. Hiking down to the PG site. Yeah, if you we were actually talking about a zip line, actually. It would work really cool. Like just zip line all the way down, or one of those gondolas or something. Maybe we can something like that.
Or like one of those
charge like $10 a ride.
Yeah. One of those metal slides that you see at parks sometimes.
Oh my
I
goodness.
I gotta tell you though, one of the funnest times that I had down there, and probably one of my funnest times in a long time actually, was on our way back up from the first time. It was me, Tate, and Thomas there, and we stopped at the rock face thing right there. And we just me and Tate just started rolling rocks down the hill and stuff, which was incredibly fun. Like there was some man, that was really therapeutic, or it was just a lot of, it was like one of the most fun I had. It was just like seeing all these big rocks going down. I was like thinking in my head, man, I bet you we can get this big boulder up there. I bet you can get this down and go all the way down. It's like my mind was spinning on like what I could do, what was possible, but we ended up leaving.
I'm always thinking
That
like,
is such a guy dude thing to
It
do.
was so much fun.
I don't care who you are. There's something about just throwing a huge rock and it smashing through trees. Every time I walk through there, I'm like, man, if I had a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, for real. I was like, I kicked a rock over. I'm like, that was actually kind of fun. You know, watching it go down, and then Tate got into it, and we were like, man, we're just like, man, there's a lot of rocks down there now.
Yeah. Wait in 10 seconds, and you hear it still going.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Tate had one, man. I swear it went all the way down to the river. Man, that thing just went. We gotta like mark those, man. Mark them or somehow.
Like, I went further than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, someone just destroyed Patterson's standing dock with a rock.
Oh my goodness.
We're just waiting for somebody to yell out and a bloody cold murder type scream. Like, my leg.
Yeah. That briefly crossed my mind.
Earlier, I asked the guys about what draws them to Bluff Creek, Brent. But for you, I think from what you just said, your main goal was to see, was it viable that they went there to hoax and put on, this whole staging of the P&G film. And obviously you think that's kind of like now probably not the case. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of went there just to, it's a pilgrimage that I think anybody interested in the subject should do. And, you really need to give credit to the Bluff Creek project. If it was not for them, that place would not be accessible. And it's very fragile with how much able they're going to keep up with the upkeep of that, because people are starting to move away and get older and stuff. And it's not an easy chore to go down there to clear the trail and, kind of just really keep it maintained and do the trail cams and, the money that they put into it, the time that they take off. So, I really, the thing that really struck me is the work that the Bluff Creek project that put into it to really help give us the opportunity to go back and walk in the footsteps of Patty and walk in the history of time. It's really
incredible
amazing.
amount of work they've done down there.
Oh yeah.
Incredible
Yeah. We had the honor to help clear the trail as well. And, it was just a lot of fun, and they did amazing work. I can't express enough on how much we should be grateful to the Bluff Creek project and the years, a decade really, of work that they put into help preserving a site that I think a lot of people in this subject really loves. And, talking about hoaxes and stuff. Yeah, it's I just don't understand why they would do that as a hoax. With the limited resources, why would they go down there for so long? Because Bob wasn't able, Bob was working and Roger was doing whatever. And so, man, it just seems like I just don't understand that. That's just the one thing that I don't understand. And there is a pathway for them to actually get the film developed up here in Seattle, have Al Diatley pick it up and have it shown the following Saturday, Sunday. The timeline is actually very possible. And it's interesting that Roger just completely abandoned his documentary that he was working on at the time, because you'd figure that the hoax would be a part of the documentary segment, to help sell, that whole thing. But they just like, no, screw this. Let's get a fake Bob Gimlin. Let's go run, all around town, all around the country with this footage. And it's like, it's like there's a lot of things that don't really make sense. Like I can pick things up, like especially when people are being deceitful, hoaxing, and all that stuff. I'm like really, really good at that. And with this here, it's like, man, I am finding a lot of flaws for it to actually be a hoax. And it's like, man, if Bigfoot's out there, it's quite possibly that they actually filmed it. It makes sense. Like me and Tate actually, and who else was with us? We actually walked up the Bluff Creek where Roger and Bob rode their horses up to that film site. We actually walked up there and which is amazing. And it makes sense why Patty wouldn't be able to see them, because the creek, there was the creek was coming down at us, and the rain or the wind was coming towards us. So I believe probably at that time too, the wind was coming towards us, or downwind, downwind in 1967 for him. So it makes sense why Patty wouldn't be able to see them, because they were covered by the creek that was there, that was loud. that so she couldn't smell them, didn't see them, didn't hear them. So it makes complete sense. Another thing I also wondered.
Or maybe she did, and she just didn't react until the horses did.
That is true. That is true. Something that also struck me odd before going there was, I'm like, man, why didn't she just go run back up towards that big tree Thomas was talking about? It's like, it's right there and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense, which in my mind was trying to discredit and stuff. But in reality, that back ridge was where I was like, well, she could have ran up that way. Hell no, that's like a lot further away than where she was going.
Yeah.
So it's like, makes complete sense why that back ridge area is a lot further away. I mean, that's like about as far as away as it was Roger and Patty was away from each other.
It might be a little further too.
Yeah. And so it makes sense why Patty went and walked that way and why she didn't run or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? Some people speculate that maybe there was a baby or something. You know how like some birds will lead you away from their nest and stuff. And so maybe something like that, because she did have breasts, which isn't normal for a primate. It's mainly a human thing.
That's the other thing. Like, why would you go to Bluff Creek of all places? But then also too, if you're gonna make a suit, why would you make a female costume? Like,
yeah,
hey, I got an idea, Bob. Let's put boobs on this thing.
Well, Roger's book had the female in it, so some people are speculating, well, he drew the female, and wow, he happened to record a female. It's like, that doesn't really mean much to me. But yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it that make me believe it's not a hoax. I'm not saying it's real, but man, like for me to go down there and try and debunk it, it's really hard because a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Like they easily could have done the whole hoax up here in Washington quite easily. And I don't believe Bob Hieronymus either, because he talked about how Roger was going to give him like $1,000, which back then was the equivalent of $8,300 now. So it's like, man, that doesn't seem realistic at all when they're working for free up here in Washington. And pretty much free on Roger's documentary.
Yeah.
And Bob's talking about how he had to drive his ass down there himself, his mom's car, I think it was, and park it down there and go meet him and all this stuff and drive back and had a suit in his trunk. I'm like, man, I don't know about that. Like why would you give this dude the suit first off, and while you're out there trying to develop the film, which you just sent off anyways? So it doesn't make any sense that
I was listening to Steve Coles talking about that, and he was saying how Bob Hieronymus got back and he was sleeping, and his mother went to go put groceries in the trunk and saw like this mask staring at her. But the problem with that is like there's holes in the mask, not eyes. So what would be staring at her? The other thing is, I think Bob said, Hieronymus saying, "Oh, Roger's going to be bringing the horse by." That Roger was borrowing during that trip. But wait, the other thing, it was that day, because after they shot the footage, that's when Bob Hieronymus went up and he was sleeping, and his mom saw the mass that second day. But the second day, Roger and Bob weren't even in Yakima. They were going to Eureka to mail the film off to his brother. So
brother-in-law,
yeah. So Bob can't get a good story straight, and he doesn't even know where it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies in his story to the point where, he doesn't seem like a viable source for it being a hoax. And I can understand. I mean, I understand the whole suit and how it could have been developed. Philip Morris, blah blah blah. Philip Morris is like, oh, I remember when this guy called me to fake this. So there's a lot of inconsistencies with Philip Morris as well. And so, yeah, back to the whole PG thing. It's like, man, it's a pretty remote. And I know that you look on it on a map, it's like, oh, that's not too bad. No, it's pretty bad. It sucks. Like, if I was going to hoax something, that's the last place I'd go. One of the last places. Beautiful. Laos camp, though, man, beautiful as fuck. But still, that's one of the last places I would go to film a hoax when I didn't have any money, didn't have the time, the resources. I'm trying to shoot a documentary that I just went ahead and gave up on. And
then why was it that, if it was a hoax, why was it that one particular spot on the sandbar in Bluff Creek?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
the other thing too, it's there was no second, third, or fourth take, which you would usually associate with something like that. You'd be like, no, Roger, go do it again, or Bob, go do it again. You know, go walk across the thing like that. Let me startle you and stuff. There was nothing like that. It was a one take thing, which if you were going to do a hoax, I don't know, you'd probably do it 1 or 2 times or something. But no, the prints were solid.
Yeah.
You know, going up. I forgot where they said they tracked them or how far, but you know,
even with rehearsing, like even if you're going to rehearse a shot, I would still imagine you would have to redo a shot, even if you rehearsed it or not.
Yeah, you know, you'd figure there would be staging area. There would be footprints of other people, you know, of like Roger and the other Bob walking around there too, or whoever else, depending upon who you ask. You know, you'd figure there would be other prints there of them. Like, no, let's walk this path over. You know how it is, you know, and when trying to film something. So it's like, man, none of that happened there. It's like, man, that's interesting. Another thing to add to the list of like, it could be real. You know, I definitely
Bob
don't think
he also got the weather wrong that day too. He was like, oh, it was this and that day, but he said it was like hot and sunny, but in October 20th, it was probably colder, like 50s. And something else that Hieronymus got wrong.
Yeah, you know, I think Bob, you know, because he worked with Roger on that documentary, and I think he just kind of wanted, you know, to get associated with something that he had nothing a part of. And, you know, people seek fame that way and attention, and it worked for him. And, you know, it's hard to say, no, he didn't ever do it. We all saw the Philip Morris recreation, which was a joke. You know, so it seems like, I'm not saying it's real, but man, there's a lot of reasons to believe that it could be real. A lot of reasons. And just driving down there, which is back to your question, was one of the main reasons why I went there, is to see it. I want to head there to the PG site, or to the Freeman site as well.
Is this Todd Gatewoods?
Yeah.
Is it gold?
Yeah, but dude, Todd Gatewoods gonna redo. He's gonna restore the whole film, but he's gonna make Patty gold.
Yeah, that was funny. No, and so I encourage anybody to go down there, and I wish the Bluff Creek project was still as active as they were, you know, 5 to 7 years ago when they had the active Indiegogo. Not the GoFundMe, but it's an Indiegogo where you have a tier of like, hey, if you want to help us buy batteries, help us buy drinks, help us buy trail cams, you want to come down to the site, blah, blah, blah. So they had all these different tiers, which I thought was amazing, which I thought is great for our subject because it holds the person accountable for what they're purchasing. So, you know, but it doesn't seem like they're really doing that. And again, that's one of those things where we need to be mindful about because, you know, they're getting older, people are moving away, and that's something that can disappear just like that. And the film site could easily be, you know, not maintained, lost. It won't be as accessible as it is now. And Tate, I think, is one of the next stewards of the PG site because he's like, it's been
I'm definitely. I've been there. I've been going there since 2016 or 2015, twice a year. Well, I stopped going twice a year in 2019 because I moved to the Midwest and to Florida, so I can only make it out once a year. But you know, I've been there a few times, and so you know, I live out of state. I live out of state. Ian Carton lives on the East Coast. Dustin Stevers is in the project, and he lives in Oregon. The only two people that live relatively close is Robert Weiderman and Rowdy Kelly, and so everybody else,
LA.
Yeah, everybody else lives really far away. Not LA. But everybody else lives far away. So anybody else really has the passion to want to go down there to maintain it like every year and like the guys do. So for me, if anybody wants to buy me a house in Willow Creek.
Well, I mean, look at have Thomas explain the last time he was there from what it was to what it is now as far as the undergrowth and stuff. So Thomas, if you want to tell people, and this is the importance of what the Bluff Creek project is doing. So go ahead, Thomas.
It's incredible. It's like that photograph you see right before you there, looking from Patterson's vantage point towards 352 in that photograph there. In 2003, those trees were there, but you see all those ferns and everything. The thing was full of bushes and scrub. It was a tiger jungle. It was a tiger jungle. And if you didn't know where you were standing, you would have no idea that this is where that film was taken. In 1983, all those trees were only about 4 or 5 feet tall, most of them. You see in the foreground there, and it was still recognizable, and it was still a little bit of a clearing. The one spot with the teeny trees among the big trees. But now, thanks to the Bluff Creek project, you can recognize it, and they've marked out like the smiley stump and the big tree and the path she took and where Roger stood. And its remoteness more than anything else is what's going to keep it there. Yeah.
It's definitely getting harder and harder to get into each year.
Something I suggest that the Bluff Creek or somebody do is where the Patty her pathway is to get her actual prints and just get cement and just kind of like make it where she walks, so it'll be like almost a permanent monument in the ground of the stones of her pathway, so people can kind of go walk where she walked, even her gate or where her prints might have been, and all that stuff, which would be a really good project. I mean, but that's where the zip line of like hauling all that cement down there would come in handy. But something like that would actually be really cool if if people really want to keep that site alive and stuff, because it really is amazing. I believe that it being real or not, it really is amazing to go down to a site, to this place it's literally one of the most famous pieces of footage in history, and it's really an honor and a privilege to go there.
That's
cool.
That's exactly what I was saying. It's just like it's such a famous piece of film footage. Like, Bigfoot aside, just how many times it's been analyzed and over the years, it's cool to go there with no restrictions from anything. 'Cause, like, if you're going to go to Daily Plaza and see the Texas School Book Depository, there's like guards and everything there, and you have to pay for all that, and alien type things. It's some kind of around government areas too. It's so restricted. But with this, it's like the most famous thing in history. One of the most famous things in history. You can go there for free and see it all in person. I always describe Bluff Creek as like a living museum for Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It really is. It's one of the pilgrimage sites that we should all go to if you're interested in the subject.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your night investigations. Did you have any unusual experiences, or were they pretty mellow? What went on at night?
Other than 5 deer trying to flank us and sneak up on us, it was pretty quiet, but it was dead quiet.
Yeah.
People who don't understand, the Pacific Northwest is not like in the eastern part of the continent. In the eastern part of the continent, on the Atlantic side, it's never quiet at night because you got insects all over the place, katydids, and crickets, everything going off all the time. Here, it's so quiet, your ears buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dead quiet and still. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get, I mean, it's good for hearing things, but it's also bad for trying to be stealthy. Because, if you think you can hear really good in the, silence of night, how more so can an animal who with better hearing can hear you?
Right.
Plus, it's like, what? It surprises me. It's actually really bright out there a lot of the nights too, because the moon's so bright.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you don't even need like a flashlight sometimes. It's so bright.
Did you guys have group walks, or was it small groups, like just the 3 of you together, or did other people come along?
Go ahead. I interrupted.
Well, the time I went with them, I think it was about 5 of us.
Yeah.
Then we did a couple of night walks where there were 2 or 3, and I don't like howling at the moon. I don't like doing that. And
Tate, did you howl at the moon?
no, you're not.
I might have a couple times when he was left.
Yeah. And it's eerie quietness is the thing that always gets me. Not just in Northern California, but Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. It's all the same. It's just dead silence. And if you do hear something, you know there's a body of water around because you're hearing toads and frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, close to the creek, you can hear the water running. Yeah.
Oh,
but
wow.
that's about it.
Yeah, and that Bluff Creek, that is an amazing where I don't know if you played those videos of like Tate jumping in or me jumping in because I was able to take my GoPro and take it underneath the water. Man, that water, it's cold, yeah. But it is so amazing. The geology there, because Jamie's actually a geologist, Jamie Wayne. I wish I had more time to sit down and talk to him about the geology there because it's amazing, like absolutely amazing. Most beautiful place. There outside of Louse Camp where the swimming hole is, man, that is worth going alone because it's so pristine. It's like so picturesque, and I wish I got more underwater video of it. But man, it's just it's about 7 feet there because it just kind of the way it's
nice. It's cool because like Louse Camp has these berry bushes too. You could like snack on throughout the day. Like Jamie's wife was just eating these berries, and I had a few. Glenn was having berries. Then you could drink beer and jump in the creek, and then go eat more berries. And
yeah, it was nice.
Now we know why you guys were blowing up that outhouse.
That's the only thing Louse Camp needs is a better outhouse.
Well, that outhouse actually has a sunroof, so it's like it actually has no roof. So it has a permanent sunroof on it. So it's like, better hope it doesn't rain or a Bigfoot just looks over and see somebody on there sitting on the toilet doing their thing, and a Bigfoot comes looks over like,
Dude, if I was in the porta potty and a Bigfoot looked over the roof of that porta potty, I'd probably fill the thing up faster than over
Be in the right place for that then.
It's
hell no, I would not use that porta potty though, man. I would no.
It's
Let me ask this.
It's really poor looking. It's a really sad looking porta potty, but it's actually not as bad as you would think.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it is. It is that bad.
No,
it is like, man, I would rather just like go crab and poison ivy than sit on that.
It looks worse than it is, but then you gotta think to yourself.
I have seen better and I have seen worse.
It's like how many famous asses do you think have sat on this seat? And I'm joining the list. We should, instead of the book log at the film site, we need to like have a book log at the porta potty there.
Who goes to whose ass has sat in the pot?
Make sure you're up to date with all your shots too.
In this spot, yeah.
God. Let me ask this: do you think that Bluff Creek still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered?
Depends on the secrets. Yeah, well, that Sasquatch for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to find all the hidden money out there and that the cartel has.
Cool.
That's a hidden.
I like to find the casting somewhere around Louse Camp that Bob Titmus buried at one time.
Oh, is that Louse Camp? He buried them
somewhere in that area. Yes.
It's not one of those. Renee didn't tell you that because there's a funny story actually that solved probably a decade-long mystery that Thomas accidentally solved when talking with Jamie, because apparently Renee told Daniel Perez that there was this stake that he put down there for where Patty stood and all this stuff, and Renee was like making a big deal about it. So Daniel was like, every time he went there, he was trying to find it. Even Jamie went down there with like a metal detector trying to find it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Thomas, what happened with that? You want to finish that one up?
Well, Renee was laughing because there never was a spike there. He just liked the idea of people going down there trying to find it. Renee had an evil streak in him. He would send people close to the Patterson farm site, but he'd direct them a little off.
I actually have that moment recorded too where Jamie's like, oh shit, like where it's like something you really believed in. It was like, that actually never was like a
Yeah, there was never a spike there driven in by the 352. He just got a chuckle thinking of people going down there with mine detectors trying to find it.
Here we are 40 years later talking about it, and it finally got put to rest. Good one, Renee.
Yeah.
Good one, dude. 40-year-old joke, man.
Jeez. So, Thomas, what advice would you give to new researchers planning to visit Bluff Creek?
Make sure before you leave the pavement of the main highway to go in there, you have a full tank of gas. Always. And make sure you if you're going to be in there for a while, canned goods, because your cooler or ice will be gone in a day or two. And things like fresh meats and stuff will go bad very quickly. Okay?
I have a 7-day
Carry
cooler.
water with you.
You guys need to invest in a Yeti 7-day cooler because it holds ice for 9 days.
Yeah.
I have one that's it's not a Yeti, but it's it's close to a Yeti. It's pretty. I still need to get ice though
It's amazing, but
4 or 5
it's too
days.
heavy. Once you have it loaded, you can't move it. So it would stay. You have to put it like in the back of the truck empty and then load it because you can't lift it. But it is amazing.
It's funny. It's cool to see everybody's setup at camp, like what they have and everything.
Yeah.
So it's always fun. You can always like, oh, I want to incorporate what you got into my camp setup next year.
Did you see what John and Sarah Brown
so...
bought, man? They brought an actual refrigerator and freezer. Like,
yeah,
it was like, what? Yeah, so they now make camping portable refrigerator and freezers, and they brought one. I was like, damn, man, that's so nice.
Next year, I'm gonna make like a makeshift hot tub out there.
You and your hot tubs.
I'm telling you, just like a horse trough, and some copper tubing. Curl that up, and then it's gonna be. You can air heat the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also advise, no matter where you go in that area, always have your camera within reach.
A full tank of gas and a full battery for your camera.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to do it next year. We'll see what happens for next year. But because I was really looking forward to cook for everybody out there because I have a great big flat grill that I like to take.
You missed it too. Rowdy Kelly made elk spaghetti for everybody.
Oh man!
Oh, it's so like it was dinner
treat.
time. Everybody had elk spaghetti. Oh my god, it was so good.
Mm.
Very good.
I had that, and I had a canned chili.
Canned chili. Did Thomas? Did Brent feed you? Because I told him to feed you.
Oh, he sure did. Sure did. Matter of fact, I still got some of them fruit drink mixes there.
You got to take those more, man. I'm telling you, you gotta. It's the liquid IV, man. I think you should take those on hard days. I think you might feel a little more rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Brent introduced me to those too, and now that's what I take in my thermos when I go to work, and it has. I think that's what's made me be able to work, on my whole shift. Mm-hmm. So, but any questions out there? Anybody in the chat have any questions for these guys? We might bring the show to early end tonight. Let's see what we haven't looked at. Oh,
that's Smiley Stump. That's Smiley Stump.
Smiley Stump? And
Smiley
why was it called Smiley Stump?
Because it had marks on it that kind of looked like a smiley face in the old PG film. But it looks like a lot of people over the decades given Smiley a kick in the face.
He's not smiling no more. He's Mr.
Not smiling no more. No.
Frumpy,
go to that picture of frame 352 if you can. If you have that. No, the actual picture.
That one?
No, the one with Patty.
352. Yeah, there's Smiley Stump just ahead of Patty's right hand.
Oh, okay. I see.
If you zoom in, if you zoom in on it, I don't know if you can, but it looks like the stump is smiling. It has a face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that now.
That's the
I didn't
stump.
even know.
Yeah.
I
And
did
those
never
ones to our right are still there too.
Yeah, there's two. There's a
To the left,
There's-
yeah.
yeah. Those
big
all-
ones there.
There's a really big fat one right behind Patty, and then right above, or right directly below the big tree, there's like a smaller one. Those stumps are still there, and there's one more that's actually in the film that's still there too. And yeah, they're all weathered and getting old now, but they're still there to this day.
Yeah, I didn't really see Tate the ladder tree when I was down there. Is it gone?
I think it is, and I think it's still there. But somebody was saying that somebody cut a tree down there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say who.
So back to that 352, that one tree that's going across, that dead tree, that fallen tree. So that is suspected to be cut up, right? That one right
Yeah,
there?
I think they came, like the loggers came and got that, and because there's a road back then, there was a road right there that you could drive to the film site.
And just note when Roger shifted his position when he lost sight of Patty a moment or two after this, he walked right up to that log and was either standing on it or straddling it when he finished his filming sequence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of that pile of stuff around it are now earth piles that are still in the general area. Yeah.
Yeah, those piles are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. And that's I don't know. I don't know. I wonder about if 352 is at the exact location, because I don't know. Just looking at it, that pile that we were just talking about, really, I don't know. In my opinion, it puts her over about another 10 feet.
Well, it could
And
be that it's like the weathering of the because I can't imagine that pile's going to stay that high for that long over the years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Rogers where he stood. They actually had to build a platform. I don't know if you showed the picture of that. They actually had to build a platform because of the river is like eroding away that whole area. Yeah. Pretty soon, actually, the PG site will be gone. Probably another 150 years, 200 years, probably.
Yeah, then there won't be any film site. So, but the nice thing is, anybody who has time won't be anybody in the chat tonight. I guarantee you're not going to live to 150 years. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble. Even I won't. I'll probably die by the time I'm 50.
But so
it's true though. I got what is it? 19 more years?
Well, if I ever go down again, I hope it's not another 20 years. 1983 to 2003 was 20 years. 2003 to 2025 was 22 years. I wait another 22 years, I'll be going down there with a walker and
I'm ready.
How about this? We could do a funny joke. We could, if something ever happens to Thomas in the next 20 years, we could bury him at the film site.
Spread his ashes there.
I was thinking like the full casket and everything, brother.
You might be able to preserve the site somehow with being like a memorial there of some sort.
Can we do like
funding?
I'll win the lottery. I'll buy that whole area. It'll be cool.
We'll put like those mummified caskets that have like the viewing hole you can look through and everything. We'll do that for Thomas. Like
have a crack toe like that.
Thomas,
That's
next
great.
year, Bluff Creek.
That reminds me, I got to hold Krakatoa, remember?
Oh, that picture's amazing. That's the most gangster photo I've ever seen.
It is. It's like a album cover or something.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Thomas says, "You're the first woman to ever hold my Krakatoa."
That's true, you are.
I like what Tristan wants to be buried underneath the stump with the smiley face.
Oops.
Good old Tristan.
Cool.
I have-
Tristan, long time no here.
I will say there's only been a few people that I've had to pee on the film site. Not because it's when you're camping there. Where else do you pee? You know, just throwing that out there. Fun fact.
So
Well,
are
you
you
guys
not?
never camped down there. You had plans to camp down at the site, right?
We
a
had
lot of
plans. Yeah.
Yeah, Brent wanted to go camp right down the side. I said, "You're not going to carry."
No, Tate wanted to. I'll be like, yeah, I was following Tate.
this."
That's Tate's lead.
I thought, "Oh my God, carrying all your stuff down there."
Yeah. Then after we did that the first hike, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really interested. I
Yeah,
was planning on going back down there the next
And
day.
you said you were gonna carry all my shit down there. Remember?
Yeah.
It's
Like,
I've
I don't
camped,
think you're gonna do
I've
that.
camped there one time, and it's cool, but yeah,
a lot of mosquitoes. A lot of mosquitoes that last
mosquitoes.
time there. Woo.
Well, I mean, at night down there, it's actually not bad. It's cold.
I give you my deet, Brent. You'll be good.
Oh no, I was all stocked up, of course.
And I
Awesome.
want to point out for anybody listening in the chat, if they have plans to go to the film site and camp there, you cannot have a fire at the film site. So propane only.
But
They
they
wanna
let you
kinda
have
keep it
propane
original.
fire.
Yeah, well, I think they want to keep it kind of more original. You know,
They
not
don't.
a
Yeah.
Yeah, which
don't
makes a
wanna
lot of sense. And there's a lot that, again, a lot of people don't realize I don't think a lot of people realize in this subject what the Bluff Creek project has done over the last decade. And I think that they could quite easily the subject can quite easily lose that film site as far as it being accessible and all that stuff. And so it's like, you really everybody should really go throw some love, some support towards the Bluff Creek, and maybe that will hopefully get them to do a new Indiegogo so they can get some new batteries in the trail cams. Maybe help preserve the site, maybe get those footprints so it'll always be preserved in time where Patty actually walked and stuff. And I can't express enough on the gratitude that they've done just by doing what they've done, pretty much.
It's funny. They did all the hard work when I joined. So I joined the project after they did all the hard work. I just help kind of maintain when I go down there when I can. Because I remember, we went down there and we were cutting some shrubbery out of the way on our way down and kind of just clearing up the path a little bit, making it a little less annoying to walk through. So,
yeah.
But that'll probably grow back in a few months.
It'll have to be maintained for as long as people want to go down there.
Oh, well, the other thing is too, I think a lot of people don't take it or don't think about it, and you take it for granted. It's like when you go in July, the gates have already been opened. I think in June, so for about a month, and so a lot of the roads are actually kind of cleared. But if you're like the first one in there in June, right after the gates open over winter, I guarantee you there's going to be some trees that have fallen over. They're going to have to cut and clear off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just think of like if some of those trees went down there on the way to the Bluff Creek site, man, it would make that would make that whole trail really inaccessible. Like it would really suck. If that place went unmaintained for 3 to 4 years, man, who knows what that would be down there. So again, the importance of the Bluff Creek project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think another piece of gear that I really need to have in my car is a chainsaw, because even if I'm down there and a tree falls over the road when I'm there and I'm stuck.
Yeah, and people have cleared it in the past. I mean, we went through a couple of big trees that have been cleared off the road, but the tree, part of it to the left of the road is still there. The part of it to the right of the road is still there.
Yeah, I remember I went there one year and a tree fell over the road, kind of blocking the way to the film site. So I was like, can't go down there. Well, there was another year where we were going to the cell site and a tree fell over and Kit Morrill couldn't drive his RV or his trailer into the spot because there was a tree. So he stayed right there that night and he cut the tree and then moved through the next day. So it happens.
It's a remote back there. So when people say, hey, you know, it was right off the road, easy access. No, it's not. Yeah, it might be right off the road, sort of. But man, that is so far back there. It just does not make a lot of sense why they would put all that time and resources that they didn't have into a hoax that they easily could have done up in Washington. Boggles my mind.
It's just too good of an area.
That's a good picture of Thomas right there.
Mhm.
That was actually a fire. We thought it was fog or something, but that was actually a fire on the next ridge over, or a couple of ridges.
Yeah, it was close. I was really irritated this year because it was super humid. It was like the most humid it's ever been since I've been going out there. I'm like, I am annoyed right now.
Oh, I remember 2003. We were there in September, and it was bloody hot then. It was really hot when we were there.
I mean, the heat I could take. It was just, I would change and I would like cool down, but then I would start sweating. I'm like, dude, this is illegal. This is California, not Florida, man. I think Brent, you were saying like, if the guy from Florida is saying it's humid here, you know it's bad.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And yeah, let me say this too. Highway 93, where GPS will tell you to go through the burnt out cesspool of hell that it seemed like we were going through, is not a viable road. It takes you even longer. So go all the way down I-5. Don't bother with Highway 93, cutting through. Like, it's like literally a fire went through there, and it's just like all desolate, and there was nobody on the road either. I'm like, damn, dude, I figured there would be more people. There's like nobody. I was like, damn, hope we cool.
Isn't that what Son and his wife were trying to do? And everybody was like saying, do not go that way.
Oh, John is there? Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, GPS is going to take us this way. Like, yeah, but don't go that way.
I talked to him. Yeah, I talked to him before he came. I'm like, dude, don't go that way. Don't.
And like, he's like, are you sure? And like, dude, trust the people who go there every year.
Yep, I will vouch for that one right there. Do not take that road. It is not faster at all.
If GPS says it's faster in that area, it's probably lying to you. Just definitely ask somebody who's been there, because they will not steer you wrong. As much as
maybe
you
mileage wise, it's probably shorter, but you're going slow, very slow.
Yeah. Hey, Kaiju, Brent answered that question pretty thoroughly when he first came into the show. So you're going to have to go back and watch it, dude.
What was the question?
He says, if you're going to fake a Bigfoot film, would you travel that far in to do it?
No.
That's pretty darn remote.
I mean, I will say, if you want people to believe it, and it's like, I mean,
but still, cougar is just as good, up by Mount St. Helens, just as good as any.
It's true,
especially if you don't have any money, and especially if your partner's wife is like really nagging about you leaving for 2 weeks to go try and chase Bigfoot with some guy and having to pay for it. It's like, shit, man. Trust me, I know that road.
I guess it's
and you drive a great big corral truck with 3 horses in it.
Yeah. So it's like on those roads too, man. It's like, holy shit, bravo to them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man, those roads suck. It's crazy.
This is a good time to announce this. I'm actually going to be filming a hoax video with my uncle Bob Hieronymus.
Yeah, I knew it. You denied it for years, but we all knew it.
The truth comes out.
I have the patty suit, guys.
I knew it. It was in his trunk the entire time.
Oh my god!
I brought it in my Jeep. I was like hoping I could use it on the Bluff Creek trip sometime, but I never got a chance.
Crazy. What you're looking at right there is the Tall One's channel. He's got the live streams from the Bluff Creek all lined up and ready to go for you guys.
That's that live stream from Louse Camp. I think that's historical because that's the first live stream that I know of from Louse Camp.
Yeah, it's some dude brought one of those satellite phone thingies and or satellite thingies, whatever.
What are they called? Starlink.
Starlink, yeah. And it's like, man, that's cool. And so he brought it down there to Laos, and he was able to get kind of a signal. It's kind of a wonky, but there's a good conversation there with Tate on there. I had my camera, and I was able to hold my phone up to my camera, which has IR on it. So I was able to kind of at night go around, hold my phone, and while it's recording my camera there. So yeah,
That's
I got
cool.
some good conversations.
You know what's funny?
there.
I found out while I was there, people were getting text messages on their cell phone when there was no Starlink. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, it's a new thing for iPhone. Yeah, it has to. So I learned it has to be a iPhone 15 or newer.
Yeah.
But basically, it's in the settings. You can turn on like Starlink on your phone, and you can text from Laos Camp now. I'm like, now the technology is making it where you can get internet and service anywhere.
Yeah.
So I need to get a new phone before I go up there next year.
iPhone? Really? Ew.
I'm an iPhone guy. I've always had iPhone. Let me guess, you're an Android person.
Absolutely.
Dude, you guys are gross.
Absolutely. I've never had any issues. I've always been pretty good with my signal.
Oh, wait, I have you guys figured. Look at me. I got iPhone. I'm cooler than everybody. I'm Mr. Tech. Blah, 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 blah. Look at me. I can do this and that. You guys are so full of yourselves.
So, Thomas, what's going on with you? Got anything coming up?
No, nothing much planned. I'm still recovering from a trip down California, and
Drink that liquid IV, buddy.
Trying to get take my my green truck fixed because it's Japanese. You got to wait for parts.
Oh,
yeah, and no, really. There's not much on my schedule for quite a while.
Well, quite a while till next year in July when you go to Bluff Creek again.
Yeah.
So.
Matter of fact, sighting wise, I could safely say it's slowed down to a crawl. 2024 was the first year since I started that I never got a single sighting report here in the Lower Manhattan, British Columbia all year.
wow.
I had people telling me about things they saw 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Things like that, but no. I finally heard about a 2024 incident 1 month into 2025. But we've had a few since then, and I've been looking into, including a photograph. The lady doesn't want to talk about it very much, so I'm not putting out much hope of that. The photograph looks promising, but it could be another case of a weird-looking stump over the hill. I don't know. But she doesn't really want to talk, so I've sort of given up on it.
Oh, gosh. How about you, Tate? How's it going? What's coming up in the future?
Right now, no trips. I mean, so I was able to film a couple Sabe episodes and a couple new episodes for this new series I'm doing, Bigfoot on Display. So I got Bluff Creek and I got Oregon filmed. And then December, I'm going to drive up to Atlanta, Georgia, outside of LAJ, and camp out there. Go to the Expedition Bigfoot Museum with Ron Reed. We're going to do some research out there. So
nice.
But other than that, nothing planned. I was just in the Everglades the other day, and I hated the heat. Oh my god, it was miserable.
You gotta move up this way, man. I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
I'm broke, dude. I might have to just live in my car or something if I move up there. It's so expensive. But if I move anywhere, I have to move. If I move anywhere, it's going to be Bluff Creek, so I can help maintain the trail.
He's going to have his car, and in the trailer in the back, he's going to have his hot tub.
I do have
those inflatable hot tubs, so it's like it's possible.
Yeah.
I do like to tell you my blog site is back up.
Oh, nice.
My webpage is back up. It went down like 3 years ago, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong, and we finally got it working again, and it's back up. That was recent. Though a lot of the stuff that was posted on it seems to have disappeared, and I got to slowly go put it all back on again.
Oh.
Like the videos and stuff, and almost all the episodes of On the Sword of the Giants disappeared because that was the old blog talk audio only format, right? So when it went under, everything went with it. So yeah.
We need a sequel book to Meet the Sasquatch, so we need to do something, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you mean the book?
Yeah, but we need to write a sequel to it.
Oh, well, Murphy already did. It's called Know the Sasquatch.
Oh, we'll need to write what's a sequel to the sequel? I don't even know.
Does it become a trilogy? No.
Yeah,
Sasquatch in British Columbia. Though that came out in 2012. That was a pretty good book.
Thomas, you have right behind you in your kitchen on the bottom shelf of your shelf there, you got a whole book waiting to be done.
Oh, well,
that book
was done in the 1990s. I don't think anyone would want to see that.
Yes,
I gave up on that truck. It got too big.
Hey,
there's like 500 pages in that thing.
Send it to me. I'll take care of it. I'll make it into a book.
It was crazy. I'm like, there's a whole thing here of just pages of his work. There.
Well, I was talking to Ron. I'm like, dude, maybe we should write a book because like we've been going up to Bluff Creek for so long. I would love to just talk about different things that we've observed over the years and all that. And so I was like, what if maybe make a sequel book to Robert's discovering the film site book, The Road to Discovery, because that first book is kind of more about how the Bluff Creek found the film site and all that. And maybe I can make a sequel book to that, talking about stuff that's happening today.
So, that sounds good.
We did something pretty historical. I'm going to try and perfect it a little bit more, but we were able to get a 3D scan of most of the PG films.
Oh yeah.
So
wow.
I will be uploading that to a link so people can actually go. I think you can go with a computer to this link and look around the film site yourself at home. So,
and folks, he put a lot of work into that. So appreciate that one. That was not an easy task.
And I mean, for what you can get with a phone, this is probably going to be the best public thing that you have available to you.
Yep.
I wish it was better myself, but for what it is.
You did great. You did great. It's just, yeah, man, you put a lot of work into that one. You did it twice too. You first did a test or a first one on it. Then
I think I did it 3 times. And like, so to do this, you have to, I think if you really wanted to get a really good 3D scan, you'd have to probably spend 8 hours. Because I had to go walk around every single tree, get every single side of that. I had to get
chased by mosquitoes too.
Yeah, while being chased by mosquitoes, but you got to have a steady hand and be slow because if you're too fast, then like the LiDAR scan messes up. It's like you have to restart and do this and that. So,
wow.
So yeah, you have to walk and endure the mosquitoes. Then you're stepping over like branches, and you might like fall into like a pile of dead trees that you didn't see there, and you like sink down 3 feet. Yeah, you have to get creative.
Well, how this is Tate.
Oh, sorry, Nick. Just remind everybody to keep an eye on and monitor your computers for the new wildlife access tunnels in the I-95 and the I-5 in Washington. I do believe they got 1 or 2 south in Oregon State now. I still say between now and 2030 is going to be vital.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you ask, Nikki?
Where they can find this LiDAR video.
Right now, I use an app. I'm kind of broke right now. It's like $19 a month, and I don't have spare change, so I have to pay for the app to upload it to a website.
Oh, okay.
But I will be. It will be coming within like a couple months. I'll say that. So very soon. Okay. And I'll let everybody know. I'll let you know, and you can post it everywhere and all that. I'll let Brent know, Thomas know, and everybody know.
Everybody.
It'll come a lot sooner than Todd Gatewood's restored film he's doing.
Oh yeah.
I might actually make T-shirts out of the 3D scan for the site. And,
wow.
All that.
And Brent, we're going to you. Is this an adios for you, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. If somebody wants advice about going to the Patterson-Gimlin site, one piece of advice I'd give you is don't piss off your spouse before you go. Don't do anything stupid. Because if not, then the trip will be much more enjoyable. I did eat something bad, the night before. Because our ice melted and stuff, like long melted. And like, because I was like, on the way out, because I threw up on this. I was driving and had to throw up and stuff. But yeah, man, I was like having a complete meltdown of like, I was just not having it. I got no sleep. I was just sick, and I was just like hating life, man. I was so tired, and going through the stress of like, being a complete idiot and causing issues in my own life, which just made the whole trip even that much more stressful. So yeah, I don't know. I did climb that mountain though, which I've been wanting to do for many years. Yeah, I'm going to finish that whole thing, try and put something together for the whole Bluff Creek trip. And I want to do something with Thomas. I want to head up there and just do some filming with Thomas to do a single thing with him. And I got something doing next week or in a few days with Tristan and stuff. And then I don't know. The thing is, I put like 10 years into this subject, and I haven't got out of it what I put into it. And
neither have I.
And I realize how that obsession and how it can affect your life. With the issue that I had, which I'm sure everybody knew. I was like stupid enough to put it online like an idiot. Anyways, but hey, I was just being honest. And so I don't know. It's I wish I was having more results, and I wish I was having more results with the work I put into it, and I'm really not, which is really kind of really is frustrating. And I think that really also came out on the Bluff Creek meltdown that I had. Thank God only Thomas saw it, and he was cool. It was cool. It's like I was having a melt. I was just like, it was bad, dude. I was like, we were like stopped in the car, and it's like I had to get out, and I threw up, and I was just like, I was so frustrated with everything and life and stuff. And Thomas was like, hey mate, you want me to drive? I'm like, no. Talks about gas. Yeah, that was me. I had like, I don't know what happened. I think it was like driving the car all the way back there and all that stuff, which ran me like low on gas. I didn't realize. And there's like nothing around there. So it's like we go to this place which we thought was a gas station, which wasn't.
Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, Orleans. No, there wasn't. It was just like some hole in the wall place. And the other gas stations didn't open till 9, and this was like 5:30 at the time, 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh my
God.
I'm like, oh fuck, man. And it's just like, and so Thomas was like, hey man, we don't have to go to Willow Creek if you don't want to. I'm like, thank God, because I really don't want to go. And like I was like done. Like I was done at that point.
Dude, you would have been even more done if you went. It was like 105 down there.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, man, mentally I checked out. And
so we're down to the next town. What Wenatchee is it, or Wenatchee?
Yeah. I don't even know, man. It was like
we got gas. And
$5
we saw that
sign.
We saw that sign, Bluff Creek sign, where the bridge going over the Klamath there, and took your picture by it. You wanted to get that, so got that. Yeah.
Oh, you guys went out there with your pick.
I did take over on the highway to get I did take over the driving for us so you get some rest. And he says, be careful, the brakes are a little wonky.
Yeah, and you know what I found out? What's up with the brakes? My brake booster went out on my car. I just figured it out. So now I have to get that fixed, which is great. So that's what
you're. Is that what you're telling me? The whole brakes are bad?
Yeah, yep. It ended up being the brake booster. So like Thomas, and like, man, you were a real tramp, a trooper as far as like helping me, just being cool through my whole little freak out meltdown thing. Cause Thomas took over. I finally got some sleep and was like a lot less of a dick. And then they screwed up our Wendy's order on the way back. And it's just like, damn, but we got free food. So that was cool. But that was such a,
To top it all up, they get the Wendy's order.
Yeah, and I got a ticket on the way down there too. Like I
I
got
didn't mention any of that. So.
Yeah, I got a ticket on the way down there. It's like, God dang, man. And I wasn't even outside of Seattle, too. Like, I wasn't even far. I was like, shit, man. They got me going 80 and a 60 or 83 and a 60. But then the cops like, oh, I'll give it to you 70 and a 60. I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever, you know. But yeah, it's so yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with my future in the whole Bigfoot subject. You know, focusing on not being so obsessed, because, you know, I really like that video that you did, the live stream that you did a few weeks ago about, you know, the obsession and how it can overtake your life in a way that you don't understand and fully affect it. And I think that it affects a lot more people in this subject that are seriously boots on the ground researching it. I don't think they realize how much it actually does affect their life in a negative way, because they don't realize on how that obsession, how that affects, you know, the people in your life and stuff. And it's,
well,
you know,
I think I related to people who are like an artist, or people who are into music or any form of art that they make. If you're really passionate about it, you can come off kind of like a dick and choose this more than people around you because you're so obsessed about it, and you put a lot of time and you have a connection to it. I don't know. It's kind of how I view it.
Yeah, but, you know, that's not healthy in a lot of ways. And, you know, I believe balance is very important. And that's the thing that I really kind of learned with my whole debacle that I had is balance, and how you might think you have balance in your life with the people in it, but you might not really, because people's perspective is different on how things are interpreted. And, you know, that's something that, you know, I wish people would understand and be more honest with themselves about, because I know what I'm facing or was facing and stuff is what a lot of people are facing in the subject, as far as, you know, how the obsession becomes unhealthy. And I think that's happens to a lot of people, and it's not talked about at all, because, you know, you got to be vulnerable and stuff, and nobody wants to do that and stuff. And so it's it's something that's interesting that hopefully people will be more consciously aware of. But yeah, I don't know. I like the woods and stuff, and I think of Bigfoot every day, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Take your time. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there. The woods are going to be there, you know, and a lot of us are still going to be here. And we all struggle with, you know, keeping up with the Jones.
I look at looking for Bigfoot like in a favorite sports team. Sometimes you get really lucky a lot of the time. Sometimes you never get anything. You know, kind of like the New York Jets, how they never get anything, but their fans stick to their side.
Yeah.
You know, what's another really bad team? The Cowboys.
Yeah, no, it really is a complex thing when you take in the interplay of human dynamics into the subject, and why they are here individually, and what, you know, what they really kind of are looking for, but not even really realize it. I think that's such a fascinating part of the subject that I'm really interested in, because it's just I don't know. It's a big part of the subject that I think is so overlooked, and that makes up a big part of the subject as far as Bigfoot reports, activities, set encounters, hoaxing, all that fun stuff. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're here to support you. Whatever you're
Thanks.
gonna do, we're there for you. And just don't be a stranger, and freaking answer my texts.
I know. It's been really crazy here with my mom and stuff too, because there's been like 1,000 million appointments like lately. It's like, oh my God. She's doing better.
What a dear lady too. Say hello to her before you
Will do, man. You guys are amazing. You got to come down again and come have dinner with us. You guys are cool. She really liked you. She thought you were a real gentleman. So yeah, I don't know if I posted a picture of Thomas and my mom.
Yeah. Just a reminder, folks, Wintergreen Resort, Nellisford, Virginia. I'm doing my first guest speaking at the Big Blue Ridge Bigfoot Fest on September 27th. So if you're in the area, come say hi to Sasquatch Secrets. I will be there. And we're gonna, oh, we already did that. Didn't do it. Let me take that out. Well, I just took you all out.
That's not good.
They've done so much stuff to StreamYard. It's like easy to do now.
I
But
know
I'm going to
it's
go
like
ahead and bring us to an end, guys. We're over the 7 o'clock mark here. And tonight we've had the privilege of visiting Bluff Creek through the eyes of 3 seasoned researchers, Thomas Steenburg, Tate Hieronymus, and Brent Dill. Their stories remind us that the Bluff Creek isn't just a place on the map. It's a cornerstone of Sasquatch history and living a breathing landscape that still captures the imagination of researchers and believers alike. Whether it's the challenges of the wilderness, the thrill of the unknown, or simply the bond formed around the campfire, Bluff Creek continues to inspire those who dare to seek answers. So I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming and sharing your experiences here tonight with us and everybody in the live chat. Remember, please subscribe, share this episode with your fellow Bigfoot enthusiasts, and keep the discussion going. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, never stop searching for Sasquatch, and good night, everybody, and see you guys in the next chat.